The night his boss's wife showed up at my door, I was halfway through microwaving leftover pasta and wearing the kind of pajamas you only put on when you're sure nobody will see you. She looked like she'd been crying for hours, mascara streaked down her cheeks, and before I could even say hello she shoved a pregnancy test into my hand, 2 glaring pink lines. "It's your husband's," she said. The air left my lungs. I almost laughed, but her eyes were wild and desperate, and suddenly the puzzle pieces I'd been ignoring slammed together, the late night work calls, the extra showers, the way his phone would ring and he'd step outside, saying, "Sorry, just business." I let her in, because what else do you do when the woman sleeping with your husband is also being betrayed by hers? We sat at my kitchen table, 2 strangers who knew too much and not enough. She told me everything. The affair started at an office party, grew in secret corners and hotel rooms, fueled by boredom and resentment. The baby was a mistake, she said, but she wanted to keep it. I stared at the pregnancy test like it might explode. My hands shook so badly I nearly dropped it. She asked if I'd noticed anything. I told her I'd chalked it up to stress, the economy, the late hours. I hadn't let myself imagine the worst. When he came home, her car was still in the driveway. He opened the door and froze, eyes darting from me to her and back again. I saw the truth in his face before he said a word. There was no yelling, just this horrible, stunned silence. He started to apologize, but she cut him off. "Tell her," she said. "Tell her everything." And he did, about the affair, about how it started, about how he hated himself for it but couldn't stop. I listened, numb, as the life I thought I knew unraveled on my kitchen floor. I asked why me, why her, why any of it? He didn't have an answer that made sense. Maybe there isn't one. But here's the twist, as I watched them, I realized part of me wasn't surprised. I'd been lonely for months, long before the affair started, and I'd convinced myself it was normal, that every marriage faded. The betrayal hurt, but so did the lie I'd been telling myself, that I was happy, that I was enough on my own. When she left, I didn't ask him to stay. I let him go, not just because he cheated, but because I finally saw that I'd been hiding from my own emptiness. The truth wasn't just about what he did. It was about what I'd been afraid to admit. Sometimes, being betrayed sets you free.